Good evening, everyone, and welcome. There is no deal yet, but after weekend talks between the White House and congressional Republicans apparently stalled, Senate leaders are talking today, and it looks like progress has been made. All of Wall Street, like everyone else, is waiting to hear whether lawmakers are any closer to a deal that would extend the nation's borrowing limit and reopen the federal government, at least for a little while. John Harwood joins us now from Washington with a look at a possible framework of a deal that Senate leaders are hammering out right now. John, it's been a day of meetings set and meetings canceled.
And Tyler, it's not just Wall Street who's watching. So is the White House. So is the House of Representatives. All the pressure is coming down on Washington to make a deal before we hit that debt limit finally at the end of the week, according to the Treasury. And all the pressure is on two leaders in the Senate, Harry Reid and Mitch McConnell. Both of them came out on the Senate floor this afternoon and said it's looking good.
Constructive good faith negotiations continue between the Republican leader and me. I'm very optimistic that we will reach an agreement that's reasonable in nature this week.
We've had an opportunity over the last couple of days to have some very constructive exchanges of views about how to move forward. Those discussions continue, and I share his optimism.
And what we think we know about that emerging deal, though it hasn't been announced yet, are you'd have a continuing resolution reopening the government that would go through the middle of January. That is a shorter period of time than Republicans wanted because they wanted to preserve the lower sequester spending levels as long as they could. The debt limit extension would go through the middle of February, February 7th to be exact. That is shorter than Democrats wanted because Republicans want to keep the pressure on. There would be a negotiation during that time. There does not appear to be a rollback or repeal of the medical device tax that some Republicans had asked for. There will be strengthened income verification for recipients of subsidies under Obamacare. And as a trade for that, Democrats are going to get something labor unions have asked for, which is a delay in the reinsurance tax, which labor unions complain hits their members too hard, Tyler.
It's Susie. Hi, John. It sounds like that some of the main issues that were on the table in the beginning have been pushed off, and that this is all about pushing all the problems down the line. Is this what it's come down to? There is no credible plan about getting long-term spending under control, right?
Well, the plan, Susie, is to commence negotiations. You know, this is a stopgap, first to reopen the government, second to remove the threat of a debt default, but it is in the service of creating a budget negotiation between the House and Senate, accelerating one that was stalled earlier in the year. But yes, the assumption on all sides is that they negotiate some sort of a deal, big or small, that relieves part of the sequester but substitutes longer-term entitlement savings. And the question, which will determine whether it's a big or small deal, is whether there's also revenue, as some Democrats have asked for, in the form of closing tax loopholes.
Okay, that's a big issue as well. Well, we'll see what happens over the next couple of days. Thank you so much. John Harwood reporting from Washington.